Hey, it's Adrian. Just before we get you to this episode, do me a favor and head over to pageantlaunch.com. We are starting the world's first dedicated pageant review site to make the pageant industry safe, transparent, and fair. Three things that I know it is most of the time, but it's not like that all of the time. So head over to pageantlaunch.com, enter your email address, it's completely free, and let's get you to this episode. Hello, everyone. Let's just everyone go back to talking amongst yourselves. Welcome to definitely not an election podcast. I'm forbidding anyone from talking about the election because I'm over it. It's done. Thank God. All right. I still have an election hangover. All right. Welcome, guys. It's PPJ, I think 45. And our special guest for today is a familiar face. Nadia Sayers, who's Miss Universe. Is it Ulster or Ulster, Nadia?
Ulster.
Ulster. Chloe, are you getting the handle of being like mirrored now?
Mirrored. No.
Okay.
I was like pointing to Nadia.
Everyone point to the left. Let's see what happens, okay? 1, 2, 3, point to your left. As in point to your left in real life.
Oh, okay.
Left. See, this is left for me, but that's right for me. So it's reversed.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Right.
Let's see who's got this. Danielle, on the count of 3, point to Chloe. 1, 2, 3, go. Ooh, she got it.
Yay.
Chloe, on the count of 3, point to Danielle. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yay!
She got it. She got it. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there very slowly. And yes, Danielle, you have been doing this for too long, as have I. I'm going to talk to you about being the host. You can do the hosting duties and deal with all this tech nonsense. Sorry, I haven't let Nadia say anything. Nadia,
Hi.
hello. How are you? Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Nadia. I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to be here in my PJs and talking to you guys.
Danielle, why did we make this Pageants and PJs? Can you remember? Was it just because it was at 9 o'clock?
9 p.m.
Yeah.
maybe?
And it was early for you, and then somehow, the PJ part just kind of ran away. But I want to bring that back. We should bring the PJs back. I need to invest in some decent PJs, though.
You're just using this as an excuse to buy clothes.
Yeah, I'll take any opportunity to buy clothes. So I'm down for bringing the themes back.
How was your trip to Starbucks, Danielle? How was your trip to Starbucks?
I mean, this is my, people are getting festive now. So this is my contribution. The red cups are officially out and about. So if you're a Starbucks fan, go grab one. And
those are reusables, right? They're reusable. Enviro friendly. So not only do you
get money off, you're saving the planet at the same time.
Good for you. Good for you. Too bad these two aren't in Miss Earth. Otherwise, we could talk about it more. But Nadia, why don't you update us? Obviously, both you and Chloe had your first round of interviews for Universe Islands last Friday. So do you want to update us with how it went?
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. Chloe and I were actually talking to each other like 5 minutes before her interview. We decided like an impromptu video call would be good just to psych each other up. So that was super helpful.
Better than psyching each other out.
Well. I think it went pretty well, though.
It was lovely.
Are you allowed to share who the judges were?
I don't know.
Are we? Yeah, that's a good question.
Probably don't then.
Maybe don't say anything then.
Yeah, if you don't know, don't.
I know that. Yeah, I know there wasn't an announcement post, but
no, there was no announcement. But I think for future there'll be different judges anyway, and we don't know who they are either. So I think they're switching them up for a couple for the next rounds and stuff. So whenever the top 6 or whatever is interviewed, they'll have different judges as well. So we won't know then either.
Does anyone know when the top 6 is going to be announced?
It's a mystery.
It's a mystery, yeah.
Oh, they know, but they can't tell us.
Everything's a mystery.
Interviews is actually so much fun. It was 2020 style, so we had it on Zoom and we did it in private with each judge. So we had different breakout rooms. If you're a Zoom master, then you'll know what that means. I only recently learned what it meant through work recently, but yeah, it was cool. We were divided up into different rooms, and it was so funny because we had a few tech difficulties. And at one point, I jumped into someone else's room and interrupted them.
So did I.
You did that too.
Yeah.
How did that go? Hello.
Everyone was having like, so instead of it just being like one contestant and 4 judges, we did like each contestant was one-on-one. So you were in an interview with one judge for like 3 minutes,
robin.
and then then jumped into the next, and the next.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
and then it was done.
It was great fun. All the judges were lovely, and I had great fun doing this high-tech interview, Miss Universe 2020 style.
It was definitely an experience.
I think
would you guys, in retrospect, would you prefer to have done it in person? Obviously, you've both done in-person pageant interviews, and now you've done it over Zoom. Would you prefer in person or Zoom?
For me, Zoom, because you get a chance to speak to each judge individually. Yeah, I like that. You got a personal experience, whereas it's hard when you're in person and you're trying to give eye contact to each judge and speak to them individually. So in Zoom, it's nicer and it's more personal. And I think pageants should be like that in the future, because getting everything rushed in one day isn't ideal. You know what it's like being at a pageant. You have to get ready. You have to run for your interview.
I have no idea.
Just on Zoom, you get a chance to get to know the judges, and
I just sit down with a drink. It's really easy for me.
The only thing that I would say I prefer with face-to-face is I felt more nervous going into these interviews, but I think it's because I was at home, I was ready, and I was by myself. Whereas typically I'm too busy to be nervous. You're too busy getting to the interview, and then you're in a waiting room usually with other girls.
You're also chatting with the other girls.
So because I know because of technical difficulties, it was running a little late, so I wasn't on until 20 minutes past the time I was meant to be on. So for those 20 minutes, I was sitting at my kitchen table like...
You got enough time to be stressing out, which is really bad.
I think that was our fault. Group 1. We were all over the place. PJ Scott was trying to...
I'm going to start blaming all my tech issues on you, Chloe, because it seems like the common thread here, because we had tech issues jumping on and you guys had tech issues with your interview. The common thread is Chloe.
Chloe.
Yeah.
Danielle, what about yourself? In person or Zoom?
Oh, well, I've never done a Zoom interview, but I think I would probably go for the Zoom interview, even though I've never done it, because
really? That's a surprise.
Yeah, because I feel like at home you're comfortable, you relax, you can have a cup of tea in your own space, and I feel like whereas I am a panicker, I'm not gonna lie, and I'm determined to make interview affirmations. Interview is my best round. But it's not my most natural round. So in the past, I have really psyched myself out, sitting outside that door, waiting for your call. And then, again, what Chloe says, making eye contact with everyone, getting everything that you want to say out. And I'm a big ball of nerves when I walk into a room with up to 8 people's eyes intently looking at what you're about to say. So, I've had up to 8 judges before in a room, and it's quite nerve-wracking stuff. So I quite like the idea of a round robin one-on-one interview in the comfort of your own home, where you can really you can have your notes beside you as well. I'm guessing if you really lose your train of thought, you can just look down and then pick up on where you left off. So I think that's a great benefit from doing it from home. So I'd be interested in doing that. One thing I haven't done is a round robin interview in person. I think that will probably be the middle ground that I will probably like the most. So you're in person, you get a real feel for the judge, you're face to face, but it's one-on-one. I think that would be my happy medium.
Sounds good. I would have sure you would have gone for the in person. Went for the Zoom. All right. So, all right. All three of you enjoyed the Zoom interviews. We don't know when the top 6 will be announced, but hopefully it will be soon. Brittany, certainly you're the Miss Universe in India. Miss Universe Island.
India? Where did that come from?
It begins with I. Okay.
Is it because I was talking about my chai tea latte?
No. There's no excuse. It just begun with an I, and my brain reached for the first word that began with I. What I was going to say is Brittany is really on top of things, which I am not, because I can't talk apparently without tripping over my own 2 feet. So that's Nadia. So she's obviously done a lot of. You said you were going to do some shooting for Miss Universe Island as well today. So did you do like some filming projects, Nadia?
Yeah, so we're being kept very busy with home assignments instead of obviously going down and meeting the girls and being able to get content there, and also kind of do photo shoots and show them what we're made of, essentially. And they are setting homework assignments for us to do here, where we can get creative and provide content, also get to know, let the people that are watching the competition get to know us a little bit more. Yeah. But I think as well, something that over the next year, maybe, that the next Miss Universe Ireland will have to be competent in, or at least be able to learn to grow in, is social media. And being able to communicate through social media because of the times that we're in. So I think they're really trying to put us to the test with that as well, to make sure that we're wanting to learn at least. You don't have to be great at it, but we have to try.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's a brave new world.
So I was filming just before coming on this as well. So I'll look over them tomorrow.
Brilliant.
Chloe, is that Paris? Okay, just to clarify. So Nadia says M. I say Chloe, would you say or M? You say Danielle, are you an or an M?
On M.
Nadia says M. No, I know a few people who say M. Yeah.
I suppose M.
M.
Yeah.
Actually, M sounds a bit better in my just from my opinion.
Yeah.
It sounds softer. M rather than And also, okay, Danielle never lets me do accents anymore because I'm bad at them, and yeah. But Nadia, can you say now?
No.
So,
do you want me to say it like you?
Can you say it like me? Because I keep thinking it sounds like almost like
now.
There's a noise.
No.
Go again.
Yeah, Chloe says it as well. It's like there's like an oi, no. Say what?
No.
Oh yeah, no.
No.
It's different.
No.
I can't pick up the Irish accent at all. It's too subtle, and I keep hearing it. It's like there's something there. And I was telling Chloe, she says film. Apparently that's a dairy thing.
Yeah.
Can you say baking flour?
Bacon flour.
Oh, I love it. Fleur.
Flyer. Yeah. Flyer. Shire.
Is this a video of me being coil? When she's going, I just love working with Fleur.
Yeah.
Flyer.
Love it.
I know the one.
Yeah, Flyer.
I heard a funny one on an old Top Gear episode. Apparently, you get someone from Glasgow to say burglar alarm, and they had someone in it. And because all the rolling of the R's, burglar alarm apparently is really difficult for them to say. But we don't have a Scottish person here. But speaking of Scottish, I've told Nadia this. She's taken the place of Olivia McPike as our resident Christmas tragic. So Nadia, how many trees have you put up so far?
There's 3 in the living room.
3?
That's it. Yeah.
Why?
They're all different sizes.
So, like a wee mini one and then a big one, and
one is like a foot tall. And that's for like outside the little cat's box, and then one is like 4 foot tall. Just cause I was a wee bit.
That's for the midget in there.
I was having an off day, so I was taking to buy a Christmas tree because it's obviously going to make me happy. And then and then we have a 7 foot one.
Most people would be feeling a bit low, go out shopping for clothes or food. You went out and bought a Christmas tree.
Yeah, during my lunch break. Yeah.
Love that.
That's so nice. And I've got lights everywhere.
Playing Christmas songs yet?
I went out looking for a record, like a vinyl. I really want a Christmas vinyl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
I like that.
Vinyl. You've got a vinyl player?
Yes, I do.
I am impressed. Hang on, I remember way back when we had our first games night, and you put a photo of yourself up, and you were in a T-shirt. It was for a rock band. Was it Metallica? You have a T-shirt with a rock band on it.
I have a few, but I think it might have. Maybe it was my Queen T-shirt.
Could have been. Could have been.
It could have been that one.
I love Queen as well.
But yeah. No, I got a record player for Christmas, and I love it. It's on all the time.
Wow, that's amazing.
Maybe a bit like Bing Crosby or like something.
Oh, I have Frank Sinatra.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra and Queen are the two main ones right now, but I want to get a Christmas one too.
Cute.
What's your favorite Frank Sinatra song?
Oh, That's Life. Definitely. I just love the highs and the lows of it. Like it takes you on like a little journey. So yeah, I love it.
Chloe, what were you going to say?
Isn't that him that sings Beyond the Sea? Somewhere beyond the sea.
Somewhere waiting for me. I don't know if it's
No, I think it was.
He sings New York.
Yeah, I love that one.
Everyone knows that. Yeah. Nadia, I'm just waiting for you to take a photo of your 3 Christmas trees and like a family. You know how they take family portraits at Christmas?
I can
like
do
an
that
older
for you.
sibling, a middle sibling, and a younger sibling. And you can have like oldest Christmas tree, middle Christmas tree, and little baby Christmas tree. You can dress them up in like a T-shirt or something and scarf.
I will do that for you once we're off the call.
You can do
just
the cat,
you
and your boyfriend.
Oh my goodness.
You two can be the parents. And then you can have your 3 Christmas tree babies. Although your Christmas tree baby is 7 foot tall.
And a cat.
Go into a photo, and she just says she's not having it. She's camera shy. She won't do it. She's not playing ball.
Who is? Your cat?
My cat, yeah. I keep trying to get her. No. She's really cute, and I keep trying to get her into a photo with her Christmas tree, but she's just not having it.
No, cats are hopeless at photos. If I ever want my cat to look at a camera, I have to literally grab his face, grab his head, point his face at the camera, so then he always looks like this because I've grabbed him by the. Because otherwise, Chloe, don't talk about my cats. All right. Go away. All right. Long story. Whilst Chloe is laughing at herself, Chloe, do you also want to tell people why you kept muting your mic last week, or do you want to keep that to yourself? Because you initially said it was about the cushions, and I was like, but you muted and then you're not moving, so it's not about the cushions. And then you told me the truth, which was
I had a kind of Pepsi, and it was making me kind of.
It's just a chair, I promise.
So if you want to look back at last week's episode and all the times that next to Chloe's name it went mute, it's because
I actually feel like I have something sitting here right now. I'm like, you're making me nervous.
Yeah. Well, feel free to let it go. You don't have to mute. We're all friends here.
Is this first Chloe day?
You've been asking for a roast for a while, so.
This is true. You're the only person who wants to be roasted, as far as I know. So, Chloe, you had your interviews. How did your interviews go? Obviously, I've talked to you about it, but do you want to tell everyone how you felt the interviews went?
Yeah, I think they went amazing. The judges were so sweet. Everyone was having a laugh together because between the different rooms, we all ended up back in the main room for a few minutes at a time, and we had so much fun, and we were laughing amongst the technical difficulties, and everyone was in such a good mood. And all of the girls wrote into the chat afterwards about how happy they were feeling, and I just love that. I love that the atmosphere was just incredible on Friday, and every single one of us was just on top of the world after, which was amazing.
So no one cried after the interview? Because normally with pageant interviews, there's at least one person who breaks out into tears, either before, during, after, or all three. So no one was crying?
Not that I know of. Everyone seemed really positive in the chat, so that's good.
That's good. That's very good.
No tears.
Okay. Danielle, what have you been up to apart from waking up at the ungodly hour 5 a.m., which I'm super proud of you, but still, oh my God, like 5
a.m. Yeah, I have had a major life overhaul. I started reading the book The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. and it basically just highlights the significance of, you know, people that get up early achieve more. So, you know, I'm constantly critical on myself that I'm not productive enough, and what better way to get more hours in the day than getting up that little bit earlier, being that early bird that catches the worm. So I've been getting up at 5 a.m. every morning. It started out as just myself, something that I wanted to do, and then I got talking to my good friend Natalie, and she was
Carly.
Yeah, exactly. She then we got talking about it, and I told her about what I was doing, and she wanted to get on board. So she got on board with that, and then we started getting up at 5. We got up at 5 a.m. the next day, and then I got talking to my best friend from when I was little. We've known each other since we were 3, and she felt like she needed something. You know, sometimes you get in a bit of a rut, or you're not feeling your best, or there's something you really want to choose. Yeah, basically 2020. I recommend this for everyone. If you just want to like boost your life in any sense, she then jumped on board of it. She tried negotiating. She was just like, right, why 5 a.m.? That's a bit.
Just hang on.
I'm so sorry for laughing, Danielle, but Chloe's having a disaster.
Is that broken?
I don't know. It's it's falling. Sorry. I don't know. It's got little legs on it, and sorry.
Running
I'm so
away.
sorry.
Okay, you're good. I like how Daniel, you're talking. All I can see is like Chloe is like getting crushed by her thing. Like, I think you're doing that TikTok one where you go like this. I'm like, Chloe, now is not the right time to be filming your TikTok.
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Danielle. I really didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Right, resets.
Oh, it's going well. Someone please take my place. Danielle, continue whilst Chloe deals with her disasters.
So, she was just trying to negotiate getting up at 6 instead of 5. And I said, look, just try it for a week. Promise you'll do 5 a.m. for a week. And if you decide that you're not benefiting from it and you want to do 6 after a week, then you can totally do that. And she's making moves. She's writing a book currently, and I feel like she's done more in her book in this past week than she has done in months. So I know that I am probably the most driven and focused I have ever been at the moment on Galaxy, and I put that down to getting up at 5 a.m. and having a routine.
There is a big difference from experience waking up for me 5 a.m. versus 6 a.m. Like 6 a.m. is generally what I would aim for. 5 a.m. feels like you're up before the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So,
and you have that advantage. You're one step ahead of the rest of the world, and you do feel that internally. You feel like, right, I'm up, I'm ready to go. I have that. I'm one step ahead of everyone else. Like anyone that you're in competition with, whether that be like you're in a pageant or you know, business wise, you are literally being that one step ahead of everyone else you're in competition with by being up at 5 a.m. in the morning.
Well, I mean, you're also competing against the best version of yourself.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, let's be honest, like getting up at 5 a.m. for most of us is going to be a good thing, because most of us actually be more productive in the morning. I don't know if it's in that book, but there's another book that basically talks about if you want to be productive, you get the 3 things that you most want to get done in the day. You do them first, and you get them done by lunch, so that even if you waste the rest of the day, it still feels like a good day.
Something.
Yeah. So
Danielle,
that sounds amazing.
Do you find yourself going to bed a lot earlier too?
Yes, and that's a good thing for me because
I
am a recovering insomniac. So
amen, me too.
Yeah, once I come off of here, I'll be going straight to bed. This will be past my bedtime. I'm aiming to get into bed around about 9, and if I'm asleep by 10, that's
gives
like
you a 7 hour.
Yeah.
7, 8 hours.
So
good.
If anyone wants to join me, Natalie, and Satbir on this, just let me know. I've created a little Facebook group. I wanted to create a little community of basically, ideally just women. No offense to the guys, sorry, Adrian, but I feel like women.
Eternally offended. It's all good.
I feel like I just want to be in a community with girls that are boss babes, that want to get out there, that are hungry, go out and get it, go getters. And I feel like this could be a really great little club to be a part of. anyone that is interested in doing this, obviously I'd add you to the group. It is a secret group at the moment. I've created a playlist to, to have your morning shower to. It's actually worked really well as a running playlist, which I've been using it for. And there are 6 practices in the morning, and each take 10 minutes. So when you first wake up, you do a meditation for 10 minutes, then you do some reading on a book, because we always say that we don't have time to read. So this is forced time for you to expand your mind. After that, we do affirmations for 10 minutes, then visualization. So if you haven't got a vision board, in that time, you can really create one or utilize a board that you already have. What else is in there? I always forget this one. I don't know why. And then the last one is exercise. Exercise for at least 10 minutes. And that is my last one that I do. I'm forgetting one. I can't remember what it is. That's terrible. But yeah.
Well, you've got the book to remind you. It's all good.
Meditation, affirmation, visualization. Oh, journaling. That's why I forget it, because I'm useless at journaling. So what I do is I plan my day in that 10 minutes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I need to get back into journaling. I was just talking to my best friend about that. Christine Kohler here has said, sign me up, Danny.
Yeah.
And
come on, girl.
Elizabeth Coulthard has said, I'd give it a go, as it would make my early morning at work easier and possibly me drink less coffee on a shift.
I'll tell you what, the harsh truth is, because people have asked me, do you hit a wall? Do you want to take a nap? In the first few days, absolutely. Yeah. I think I had about 4 cups of coffee that morning just to get through, because my body is like, what on earth are you doing to me? It's like,
why am I awake?
You've never done this before. Like, why are you doing this to me? What did I do to you? So it is a bit of a shock to the system at first, but after those first 3 or 4 days, I haven't napped today. Like, there's been 2 days that I did take naps. But I haven't napped today. I'm full of beans. I'm here.
Brilliant.
I've had
a
very busy day. Can't shut me up now. I've had a very busy day.
I can mute you, but
but yes, I can't. I could gush about it for ages, but that's basically what I've been up to. So if anyone wants to join me, then let me know.
All right. Well, any takers for the 5 a.m. club? You already got 2 with Christine and Elizabeth. So hit Danielle up, because she said the group is secret, secret private. So hit her up. She'll get you in there. Nadia and Chloe, are you guys morning people, or are you night owls? Are you the early birds or the night owls?
I definitely used to be more of a night owl, but now I'm more of a morning person. It's like Danielle said, I noticed so much of a difference whenever I aim to get up around 5:30, because I like to be in the gym for 6.
Yes, girl.
Yeah, nice. And I've no time anywhere else. I have too much time in the day to convince myself not to go otherwise. I'm half asleep by the time I get there in the morning, so it's fine.
Before you can convince yourself.
Yeah, I'm already doing like chest press, then I'm like, oh, I'm here. So
you might as well keep going. You don't want to give up on a chest press halfway through. It's not a good time like that.
So I try to do that, or else go out for a walk. And I notice when I come back, I've got so much more energy, where I do a clean of the kitchen, I make sure everything's organized, I cook breakfast all before then I start work. Whereas if I wake up at 7:30 to start work at 8, I'm useless for so many hours of the day.
Yeah. Yep. I know how that feels. Miss Davies, are you early bird, night owl, or permanently exhausted pigeon?
Well, I'm actually used to being quite an early bird, because whenever I was at university, I studied in Belfast. So I'd have to get up at 5 to catch the 6 a.m. train to get to Belfast for class at 9 a.m. So I've just always been used to getting up early. So getting up early isn't something that bothers me. So I could see myself joining Danielle's group, because, I would love to.
Sounds good. All right. Well, you've got a bunch of people who like waking up early, so there's something wrong with all of them, including myself.
Don't get me wrong. I used to hate getting up early. So if anyone that is watching this that is a night owl, I have had insomnia for years and years, and I feel like I have cured myself.
Yeah. That once you get in, as you said, once you get into the rhythm of it and your body adjusts, probably will feel that you get used to it. I would say within like a week. Often they talk about like 10 days or something like that, I think. Elizabeth here said, I have to switch due to the sporadicity of my shifts. So it depends on when I've worked. Elizabeth, do you have like shift work? So you've got like varying shifts, because that would make it really difficult.
You can mute me for a second.
You can mute. Yes. Why do I have to mute? Okay,
How do I do that?
There we go.
Okay. I'm advertising for a position. If anyone would like to take my spot in trying to control these people, good luck. Like Nadia is a perfect guess, but in between, you're great. You want to, like in between Danielle and then Chloe being mugged by her ring light halfway through. It's all.
Yeah, I can. I'll just type messages, morning messages in.
I'm so sorry for laughing so much. I don't know why I laughed so much at that.
What happened? Did it just suddenly decide to fall on your head? Did it?
Yeah, it's got like legs on it, and then the little legs just.
You just gave up.
Yeah.
Bang. All right, Miss Latimer, can I unmute you now?
Can, but
what happened? What's going on? Do I even want to know? I can see you. Thank
you for closing the door.
Your boyfriend's got a nice butt.
Oh God.
What's he doing? Is he imitating a cat? You guys want a pet and you don't have one, so he's being one for you? I mean, what's going on?
Usually when I do this, I face the curtain, so I'm facing the other way. So he went to open the door. He's lost his phone charger, basically. So he needs to find it because his phone's died. And so he crawled in and didn't realise I was facing this way. So that was fun.
Now, Elizabeth has said, I'm a bank carer. So, all right, yeah, if you've got shift work, particularly if you've got people who work night shifts and things like that, because I used to be doing intermittent fasting, I still do that. You got to work out a way, Elizabeth, to fit it into your life, which can be really difficult when some days you have to work at 5 a.m. and then the next day you can wake up more normally. So that is tough. Just got to find a way to work it into your schedule, I guess. Chloe, your background's different as well. Where are you, or which way are you pointing?
The kitchen.
This is different from last time. Normally,
you're just a bit further over, aren't you?
I think I'm like closer to the Ethernet cable. Oh yeah, no, I was beside
screen.
The window. Oh no, the screen was in that window. Yeah, I was a little further this way. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still wanting someone to surprise you. So if your family is listening to this, Chloe, and they want to put up something else behind you to scare you, I'm all for that, because that was hilarious. Okay. Has anyone, because you guys, now Danielle is in lockdown. What's happening in Ireland with lockdown? Are you guys locked down as well?
We have been for a few weeks, basically. Not full lockdown, like shops and stuff are still open, but well, I'm not too sure about the Republic, but I know in Derry their shops were still open and stuff, but like hairdressers and salons have been closed. But I think they said today they're going to remain closed, like hairdressers and salons and stuff.
I haven't seen an update yet. I'm not sure. I know down in the Republic they are fully closed until the first week of December. So they went on to a 6-week lockdown. But in Derry and Belfast, like Chloe said, it's more just close contact, and then hospitality you can only take out, and you can't have anyone in your house or anything. So you can go out and get a takeout coffee and go for walks with people and just be distanced. But you have to work from home if you can. But if you can't, you can still go to work.
When you say that, I just am reminded of Boris Johnson. Was he the one that? Chloe, can you do your Boris for us?
No,
you do a good Boris.
No, not doing it.
Why, Chloe?
It's good.
No.
Chloe's gone shy for the first time in her life. Okay, Chloe, that's fair enough. I won't do my Scottish accent. Danielle, what's happening in the UK? You guys, it's 4 weeks lockdown, isn't it?
So I'm actually in Wales. So we today opened back up. So
I'm so confused.
We've had a 2-week lockdown here in Wales, and that opened up today. But England just a couple of miles over the bridge, is in lockdown for 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Although they say 4 weeks, but they extended furlough until March, so it could be a lot longer.
I just heard that.
Yeah, potentially. I think there's a lot of damage happening over in England. So yeah, I came here just before the lockdown happened in England. So technically it was still locked down here, so I shouldn't have really been let in, but no one's really patrolling the border. And I was just coming to my boyfriend's house, who I co-live with.
The one that was crawling along the floor
earlier. The one
earlier.
that was crawling around the floor.
Just to be clear.
It's not your servant.
You have your servants crawling along the floor to serve you.
He's bringing another chai latte to me.
Fresh Starbucks.
He's good like that.
Well, on that subject, I get the feeling all four of us drink coffee, right? So I take mine. I had one. It's already gone now, unfortunately. But as I said many times, I have mine black. So
what is that? That looks like...
That's just the foam that's left. The creamer from the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like mine black.
Dishwater.
No, well, yeah, there is actually coffee that I've had, especially in the UK and America, that actually does taste like dirty dishwater. Let's talk about coffee, since we are all coffee connoisseurs, and bonus points if you can actually spell that word. Nadia, how do you take your coffee?
So it depends on my mood a lot, but typically I just like black coffee, especially if I'm out somewhere, it's a really nice coffee, just black. But sometimes if I'm in the house, it's just a little bit of oat milk, or like my coffee this morning, I made cold coffee, which was good.
I saw that. That was very fancy. You poured it onto the. Have you seen, Nadia, the cold brew coffee, or the cold? I think it's not called cold press, but we have this one in Australia, and it's like a giant hourglass, if you imagine it, and then there's a percolator filter at the top, and then they pour in, I think it's the hot coffee or cold coffee, I don't remember, and it just gradually drip, 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 and they collect it in a bottle, and you end up with this cold pressed coffee, which is a lot less bitter than normal coffee. Have you tried that, Nadia? You might like that. No. They sell it in this little flask. It looks like a little old-fashioned hip flask, and it's a lot less bitter.
You need it now.
I'll ship you some. All right, so that's one for black coffee, and I agree with that. If it's a good coffee, I'll have it black. Chloe, how do you take your coffee?
I like all the coffee. I like all the coffee. No, I like it anyway. I could have it black. I could have it with cream in it. I could have it iced latte with caramel. I love latte with caramel and cinnamon. I always have to put cinnamon in my coffee. But yeah, I could take it anyway, as there's cinnamon in it.
Was that actually a song, or you just started singing?
No, I get all the girls. I get all the girls. But I'm like, I get all the coffee.
Song for every occasion. Christine has chimed in here. The best is pumpkin cold brew. All right, you've had the cold brew from Starbucks. You know what I've never had is a pumpkin. Was it a pumpkin latte? I've never had pumpkin pie. I've never had pumpkin pie. That's one of the things I've never had. I could never understand how pumpkin is a dessert.
I like pumpkin pie.
I just don't get it.
Does it taste like pumpkin though?
I've never actually tasted a pumpkin before.
It's just sweet. Like, I feel like pumpkin pie is doesn't even really taste like pumpkin. I don't know.
Don't they do pumpkin soup?
Yeah, that's savory, and that you can actually taste like the pumpkin. Whereas I feel like pumpkin pie is all about the sweetness and the sugar and
pumpkin spice
latte. And you put cinnamon in it as well.
I feel it's like pumpkin and like condensed milk and a lot of sugar and cinnamon. So I don't know how much exactly you can taste the pumpkin. It's the best on Thanksgiving Day. Oh, it's a Thanksgiving thing. Nice little turkey emoji there, by the way. It does taste like pumpkin with nutmeg. Okay.
Yeah, it's like warming and sweet. My family lives over in Boston. And we spent one Thanksgiving with them before we had pumpkin pie and the full, Thanksgiving dinner. So that's kind of my memory from it. But you can't really get pumpkin pie here in the UK.
No.
Don't really get it here in Australia either. No. I never had a Thanksgiving either. Should get on that. The cultural experience. Danielle, how do you take your coffee?
I do.
I'm like Chloe in a sense. It really depends on my mood, and if it's hot, then I'll have either a cold brew or or Starbucks tends to always be out of cold brew here in the UK, like always. So iced latte with a shot of sugar-free hazelnut.
I get that as well.
Sugar-free hazelnut?
There's one drink that I've been drinking a lot recently because I saw this on TikTok. It's a drink that's supposed to taste like a drink that tastes like a Kinder Bueno, and it does. It is an iced white mocha with a shot of sugar-free hazelnut, and it tastes like a Kinder Bueno. But always ask for ice, because twice I've ordered it and it's come hot. So make sure you emphasize the iced part.
What's a Kinder Bueno? Is that the Kinder, like the chocolate bar?
Yes.
So good.
Chloe, you have to stop doing that. Every time I begin a sentence with "I've never" or "I've not," all I hear next is like, like, how dare you? Yeah, it's literally, yeah, exactly. It's like, oh. And speaking of that, speaking of people getting offended, I put up yesterday a post about Yorkshire puddings because I've never had one and I don't understand them. The number of people who there's like 30 people have commented on like my Facebook post about what a Yorkshire pudding is. Can someone just explain to me what is a Yorkshire pudding? Like, I thought it was a crispy pastry thing. Now someone has said it's crispy on the outside and it's stodgy on the inside, which doesn't sound good. Then apparently it's used like a gravy. Some people have said you stuff it with peas and stuff, and then some people say they eat it by themselves. Harriet Blaine said you make a roast dinner sandwich out of it, and then people say you have it in the morning with jam. And I'm like, what is it? I don't know. Everyone's telling me different things. So what is a Yorkshire pudding and what's the big deal about it? Because I don't understand. Someone please explain.
It has to be soaked in gravy.
Yeah, it's like a savory pastry that's crispy on the outside, but kind of fluffy on the inside.
It's batter.
Yeah.
So it's like pancake batter, but you if you make your own, you'd have them. We have like Yorkshire pudding trays, like muffin trays, and the idea is that the batter is supposed to puff out. So that the edges are nice and crispy, but you do want a little bit of stodge at the bottom, a little bit. So when you pour the gravy in,
what's like, stodge? So it's uncooked, you mean? Like it's undercooked?
No, it's not raw batter. It's cooked, but it's not as crispy as the edges.
Outside, okay.
Yeah, but if it is all crispy, and then the Aunt Bessie ones that you buy, they're all crispy, but then they go stodgy when you pour the gravy in at the bottom. I like to put mint sauce in mine. Mint sauce and gravy. Yeah.
I like stuffing and gravy.
Oh, yeah.
But I said to you, Nadia, but stuffing tastes good with anything. I would just eat the stuffing. Yeah. I don't need anything else to make it make stuffing taste good.
Loves a good stuffing.
So it's with a roast dinner, and like I really don't think I've ever had one. I mean, I'm just looking it up here. So this is.
I could not.
I feel like it's not a thing in Australia, Chloe. It's very much a UK thing. I don't think anyone in America would have had them either. But this is.
Oh yeah.
Like I feel like the British roast dinner is similar to a Thanksgiving dinner or a Christmas dinner. They're Yorkshire puddings, so they've been.
Oh, Yorkshire! Yeah, sorry, Claire has pulled me up on the pronunciation of. There's a lot of UK names that Yorkshire. It is spelled in my defense Yorkshire, but yeah, Yorkshire. And yeah, Elizabeth, I said first you didn't understand the Yorkshire pudding. Now you don't know. I don't have a lot of general knowledge. I'm useless at trivia. Elizabeth has said that's making me hungry. Well,
me too.
I'll hide it. How do I hide it? Quick. There you go. Okay, so that's a Yorkshire pudding. And you have it with gravy. And Nadia puts stuffing in it. Danielle puts mint in it. Chloe, how do you have yours?
Lots of gravy.
And sweet corn?
And sweet corn, yes. You fill it
and jalapenos?
Yeah, I actually do put jalapenos in the corner of my Sunday dinner plate.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're a mentalist.
I put it on my Instagram story one time and people are like, what are you doing with your Sunday dinner? And I'm like, it compliments it, I promise.
Clarifying.
Any news on the jalapeno challenge, Chloe?
I can't find them. Right, I'm going to buy the Bronson.
Gravy.
Screw them
You're gonna have
yourself.
to buy the plant. You're gonna have to buy the plant.
Can anyone out there who doesn't have like asbestos taste buds like Miss Davies tell me, as someone who doesn't have asbestos taste buds, how can I eat spicy food and not die? If anyone could let me know, that would be greatly appreciated. I've heard dairy or milk might help, or yogurt or something.
Yeah, you don't want to drink water.
No, I've heard that doesn't help at all.
Makes it worse.
Well, that's good to know. Okay, all right. So that's Yorkshire puddings, Yorkshire. We don't have Sunday roast here. It's not a thing. Is Sunday roast a really? Chloe's doing that thing again. I'm not trying to offend you, Chloe. I'm just telling you, like Sunday roast is not a thing in Australia.
I'm just getting shocked because
This is a cultural experience for you, Chloe.
So what is a Sunday roast? And is there a difference between an Irish roast dinner and a British? Because I had one thing I couldn't understand is the difference between an English breakfast and an Irish breakfast. Because to me, at least in Australia, okay, because all the Irish were insisting that theirs is the same but better, and the English were insisting theirs was the same but better. But I'm like, it's the
ours
same.
is better.
But it's the same. You just literally said it's the same.
Same stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so and is that a fry up? Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just educating myself here. Okay.
Do you fry ups there?
You can get them here because we've got a large Irish contingent and obviously a large British contingent as well. So I know what an English breakfast is. Like if you go somewhere and ask for a full English breakfast, they'll know what it is. If you ask for like an Irish breakfast, they probably won't know unless they're actually Irish. But what's a Sunday roast? Because that's not a thing here in Australia. So someone tell me what a Sunday roast is.
So it's typically around meat. So traditionally it's a beef.
Roast
Sunday
beef?
Roast is usually roast beef, yeah.
Right.
But then there's many variations. You can have roast chicken, leg of lamb, pork with crackling. When I used to be a meat eater, I used to fight my dad for the crackling.
It is a very
English thing.
It's a very English thing. It's like World War III in our house over the crackling. I think it was a very happy day for Dad when I said that I was going to be vegetarian. So you have the meat, and then you have a variation in different families. You do different things for the vegetables. In my house, traditionally, we would have carrots, broccoli. Obviously, you have to have a roast potato in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some people do roast parsnips. Some people do sweet corn. Absolutely not. We do not do that in my household. That is an abomination. You'd never get sweet corn served in a pub for an English roast. Peas.
No.
Peas, yeah.
Yeah, we do peas.
Red cabbage at Christmas time. Sometimes you do that. I know in Poland they do a roast beetroot for their I know some British Polish people that have a roast beetroot in theirs.
It actually sounds quite healthy, apart actually from the Yorkshire pudding,
and the gravy.
Yeah, you drown it in gravy then.
I love whenever you go to the English pubs and you get like the onion gravy. Because half of my family are from England, and every time we go over, we go to this pub called the Branford Arms on a Sunday, and they've got like this huge pot of normal gravy and a huge pot of onion gravy, and my dinner just gets drenched in onion gravy because you don't really get that very often here. It's mainly just normal gravy.
And we do sauces as well that complement the meat. So traditionally, if you have beef, you would have the mustard. If you have pork, you would have applesauce. And if you had lamb, you would have mint sauce. And if you would have turkey, it would be the cranberry sauce. But, I don't pass judgment on people that want to break the rules in mixing their sauces. The one sauce or two sauces that I absolutely should not be on a roast dinner is ketchup and brown sauce.
I hate brown sauce.
No.
What is brown sauce? Because I
don't want to know. You don't want to know.
I thought brown sauce was HP sauce or Worcestershire sauce.
It's
not. Is it HP sauce?
Yeah, it's HP sauce.
What is it? It's like the most. It's the least appetizing name for a sauce. Brown sauce. What is it?
Don't know what it's made from.
I couldn't tell you.
Brown. What does it go on?
Actually like brown sauce.
Well, what is it supposed to go on? Does it go on fish and chips? Because that's why I saw
it's
it. Was
not
on the
supposed
fish
to go
and
on
chip shop.
anything. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sponsor us, please. Brown sauce. Yeah, that's not going to help. What does it taste like? Is it kind of vinegary?
It's like tangy. Yeah.
I know a lot of people that would put it on stew.
Yeah.
I don't, but I know a lot of people put it on stew.
Okay. All right. That's one thing I want to try. Is Irish
stew one time, and I could smell it from a mile off. Like, I sat it down and I was like, there's brown sauce in this. And she was like, it was a little wee bit. I promise I didn't mean to. And I'm like, no, can't eat it. I'm sorry. Love you, but I can't.
So you don't do brown sauce?
No, not at all.
It's that bad, eh?
I can't even smell it. But my dad's the same. He's like scared of it. Whenever I was growing up, when I was younger, my dad hated it being in the same room as him because he just couldn't stand the smell. But he hates vinegar as well. I don't really mind vinegar, but I can't smell brown sauce. It just, yeah.
Well, that's I love how we can go into a giant argument about food on these podcasts. We've had Danielle said you're not going to blow up about sauces. You blow up about the scones, though. We've also had arguments about what to call meals, because apparently some people call lunch dinner or dinner lunch, and then there's supper and tea, and I'm so confused now what even means.
No.
Brekkie.
It's lunch and dinner.
Thank you.
And then
which is which?
Lunch is at like
dinner.
1 o'clock-ish, and then dinner is like in the evening time.
Okay, because some people were insisting that it's called tea. Like dinner is called tea, right? And then there's supper. And I get confused. The other thing is that apparently, like, don't you guys in the UK the English, they call every dessert pudding? This is another thing that confused me, which is why Yorkshire puddings confuse me, because that's not a dessert. But do you, like, what are you having for pudding? And like, I'm having ice cream for pudding. Yeah. Ice cream's not pudding.
Yeah, that's a bit weird. We do that. Also, you can get like steak and kidney pudding, which is a pie.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't heard it called that before.
Yeah, you can get, we call them puddings, which are like little pies, steamed pies.
And we're just making everyone hungry or everyone nauseous, depending on how you feel. Elizabeth here is a vote for onion gravy. What is what?
Kidney tastes like? You said steak and kidney pie. I've never tried it.
You know, I'm vegetarian, and that says everything.
It just sounds.
I don't know how to describe it. For me, it's got an odd texture. It's like a rubbery kind of texture. But I find like the boomers, so like my dad's era, they love offal. My dad eats things like hearts, lamb hearts, and
just to be fair, it is actually really healthy for you.
Yeah,
because the organ meats have a lot higher concentration of minerals and things like that. So it's just you got to get it over in your head, and sometimes they have a bit of a weird texture and a bit of a weird taste.
Yeah, sheep's heart isn't that high.
I'll just stick to my gummy vitamins, I think.
Yeah, take a multivitamin.
It's easier to deal with. Have any of you tried sweetbreads? Do any of you know what sweetbreads are?
Oh, no, don't. You're nasty. Nope, absolutely not.
Because sweetbread, you'd think, wow, I really want to try that. That sounds amazing. Sweetbreads is a French thing where they take out the glands of an animal and then they coat them in, at least I had mine coated in flour and then fried. And so basically you end up eating all this organ meat. And I was like, I actually quite enjoyed it, but it wasn't what I was thinking when I ordered sweetbreads, that I would be eating throat glands.
That's a sad
throat. Is it throat glands?
I know a lot of people that
throat glands, all sorts of different weird glands.
Because I've heard that it's other glands, and I would rather not put that anywhere.
Oh no!
My mouth.
Everyone look down at your body as where you think the gland. No, I don't know. It wasn't what I was expecting when you order sweetbreads. I was expecting bread.
A sweet bread.
That's like a practical joke.
It probably is.
Like
played on the English by the French. I mean, that
wouldn't
surprise
getting, like,
me at all.
A bread and butter pudding, or like a nice like little array of cake.
A little entree for dinner. Dipping
and
your
here
soup.
comes out. Oh no.
This is because Chloe has been talking about dairy Chinese and how much she loves dairy Chinese, and I've looked at the menu and I say it's not Chinese. I tell you, tell you, Chloe, if I take you to a Chinese restaurant and I can order you things, the one thing you shouldn't ask in a Chinese restaurant is what is it. Don't ask what is it. Just eat it.
Yeah.
And if it tastes amazing, great. But don't ask what it is or where it came from. It's no. You learn some things the hard way. See, Claire here has said, Claire will be our guest next week. She said breakfast, dinner, tea, supper.
Super.
So what I would, what I would call lunch, she calls dinner. What I would call dinner, she calls tea. But that's just confusing to me because tea is something I drink, not something I eat.
Yeah.
Like my dad would call it breakfast, dinner, and tea. But
yeah, that's what Claire.
No.
Why does everything have to be so confusing? Well, there's 5,000 different ways of doing everything.
I feel like the Queen should just sit down and just decide for us all and be like, this is how it is. No more arguing now. And there's enough world wars happening over these. Let's just put this one to rest. Let everyone know
what the crack is.
We should get her to do that over the whole scone argument, Danielle. Jam first or cream first?
And if you do it, if you put jam first and then the cream on top, I'm just going to turn your scone upside down.
But if you put the cream on,
don't, Nadia.
It's harder to get the jam on, yeah.
When it comes to this argument, Nadia, logic has nothing to do with it.
Oh,
it's just apparently loyalty to a certain area of the country, and I'm like, I don't think of it like that. I just put the jam on first because if I put the whipped cream on first and then I try to spread the jam on, it won't come off, and I'll just end up with spreading the whipped cream everywhere.
Yeah, depends how thick your jam is.
First, and then the whipped cream can just sit on top like a giant sort of meringue.
But it shouldn't be whipped cream; it should be clotted cream, which is actually really thick, a thick consistency like butter. And then your jam should be more of a preserve, which is runnier than a jelly jam.
Welcome to Pageants and PJs, where we occasionally talk about pageantry, but not very often, evidently. Normally we end up with this giant argument about food, whether it's Yorkshire puddings or calling dinner tea dinner, and I end up really, really hungry because it's always before I've had my breakfast.
Adrian, have you ever had a black pudding?
Yeah, I quite enjoy black pudding.
I was going to say this will confuse a lot of people as well because that's not
Do you
sweet.
have white pudding in England? I think that's an Irish thing.
I've heard of that one too.
Yeah. We have white pudding on an Irish breakfast. It's kind of like black pudding, but only white.
What's the white part?
And it kind of has like a sausage kind of consistency.
Oh,
yeah.
Almost like a sausage kind of consistency. But it's like the same thickness as black pudding. Like it's big circles, but practically tastes like sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says here, white pudding is broadly similar to black pudding, but does not include blood. Although I thought black pudding is mainly blood, so if you take the blood out, it says modern recipes consist of suet or fat, oatmeal or barley, breadcrumbs, and in some cases pork and pork liver, filled into a natural or cellulose sausage casing. Yeah. I don't mind black pudding. When I had Emma Collingridge over, because I had Emma, who was Miss Galaxy UK, and Alicia, who was Miss Galaxy Australia. And the whole deal was that Emma would have to try Vegemite, which is disgusting, and Alicia would have to try black pudding to make it fair. And unfortunately, Alicia quite liked the black pudding, and Emma, I haven't put up this video, and I probably never will because she'd kill me. She pretty much almost vomited when she had Vegemite. And it was like a corner of a corner of a corner, and she eats it. And everyone's having fun, like looking at her, like, haha, she doesn't like it. And then she literally, you know, that when you just see someone have that reflex when something just hasn't gone right. And we're all like, oh, it's like, yeah, turn the camera away. I do not recommend Vegemite. If you want real Aussie food, I suggest Tim Tams instead. It's much, much better than Vegemite. But if you like Vegemite, more power to you.
I've never had it, but I'm not going to lie. I was going to try it, hoping to try it someday because I was told to try it. But I don't think it was for the sake of me liking it. I think it was for the comedy factor more than anything.
Do you like disgusting food, Nadia?
Not typically.
Okay,
no.
so you wouldn't like Vegemite then?
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry if anyone's watching this. It's I can do it a little bit. The thing is, like, you really, really have to have like the tiniest of scrapes, and then you have it normally on toast with a lot of butter, and then it tastes okay.
So then there's no point in having it, really.
Well, that's what I said. It's like, well, anything will taste good with butter. I could eat my shoe with butter. It tastes amazing. It's not the shoe, it's the butter. But Marmite seems to be more runny. Like Marmite is like Vegemite that's had diarrhea. I think it's kind of, and I think Vegemite also has more. Danielle, your face is amazing. I think Vegemite is more concentrated because it really is like a solid, whereas Marmite seems to be a lot runnier.
I'm just thinking of.
See, I actually quite like Marmite.
I haven't had Marmite, to be fair, but I dislike Vegemite to the point where it's like, well, there's no point me trying Marmite because I'd rather have Nutella or jam. Just why would I have the Vegemite?
Sometimes I crave Marmite, though, the saltiness.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
So if I wake up in the morning and I fancy something salty instead of something sweet, I would go for the Marmite or like an unsugared peanut butter. They actually do make Marmite peanut butter now, which I found a bit strange.
That's strange.
What's that squeaking? It sounds like a budgie on a swing.
It's not Gareth, I promise.
I have no idea.
It's coming from you, Adrian.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is. So I'll find out afterwards. Anyway, since we've now that we've argued about food completely, let's wrap this up so that Danielle can go to bed. Nadia, what have you got coming up in the next week or so?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not busy. I tend to just look one day ahead. So I have a couple of deadlines for content stuff on Wednesday, and I'm starting a new job next week, so I'm wrapping up my old job this week.
Oh wow.
Exciting.
Yeah, so that'll be exciting. But other than that, probably buy some more Christmas stuff.
Because 3 trees just isn't enough.
Yeah. I've got a whole kitchen to decorate, so
love that.
You'd be very, very sad when Christmas is over.
Oh no.
We should sing some Christmas carols at some point. Chloe, what have you got coming up over the next week?
I'm also the same as Nadia, Miss Universe Ireland prep. We've got tasks to do. I think we have another interview to do as well as a 12. I'm nearly sure Brittany said in the chat. So that should be exciting to see what we've got ahead, and we've still got the voting app is still open at the minute on the website. So yeah, and then
plug.
We're going to be
for these girls.
Yeah, and also I'm going to be putting up my Christmas tree this weekend. Yay!
Christmas. Danielle, you go. I've got a Christmas carol in my head. What have you got coming up? You haven't told us about your pageant stylist stuff as well.
Yeah, so I'm committed to reviewing all 51 state gowns at Miss USA 2020. I've done 4 today, and I've had some really great feedback. So if anyone is interested in checking out my reviews, it's over on the Pageant Stylist Instagram page. I also have a Facebook page. I like to keep it really interactive. So I have a lot of polls on there. I've currently been running a style tournament, who had the best interview look at Miss USA. It's now in the final, so there's 8 finalists. I've done a poll putting 4 against 4. You pick your favorite out of those 2, and then it's going to be down to the 2. And whoever wins, I am going to create a little trophy for them and send that in the post to whoever wins that. And so you can go over and vote for your favorite interview look, for your favorite look. And yeah, so I'm being very busy reviewing those dresses. I'm just really hoping that the girls don't all change their gowns for the final. I really don't want to be giving reviews on 102 gowns. So I hope a lot of them stick to their prelims.
Now I know why you're waking up at 5 in the morning. So you can do all these reviews.
I'm really, really busy. So it's actually the Miss USA finals tonight. I'm not sure what time it's kicking off. So girls, this could potentially be your sister queen. So yeah, I'm very excited to see who's going to win Miss USA and see some more gowns that may not have been on stage already. And just going to be getting those reviews out. I set up a TikTok today, and I've predominantly been doing my reviews on TikTok and then uploading them onto my stories and onto the Facebook page. So I'm busy. I'm busy with the pageant styling.
Busy gal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Wasn't a busy man last year. Man is busy. You probably don't know where that's from.
No, I was confused, but I was just going to let it slide. Because I don't get any pop references or anything. And every time I don't understand anything, Chloe is always like this. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to say, yes, I know what it is. No.
So, yeah, that's me. Just keep working away.
Well, Merry Christmas to everyone, since Nadia has started the Christmas train early. Hope you guys are all getting ready for an awesome Christmas. Obviously, best of luck to these two ladies with the ongoing Miss Universe Ireland stuff. We'll keep a keen eye on that. Thank you to everyone for watching. Next week, we will have Claire BB on, who was Danielle's first runner-up, the one that she very thoughtfully headbutted after she won. Because that's what you do to your first runner-up, is when they go to support you, you smack them in the chin with the back of your head. That's what's being called a gracious winner.
It was not on purpose. Nadia's
I'm definitely going to YouTube after this.
Nadia is horrified, thinking that I'm a nasty person.
It
was an accident. Ooh. I got weak legs and I dropped, but I didn't want that squatting picture. You know, when girls win, they squat and they lose themselves in their gowns. I didn't want that picture because I don't really like that picture. So I felt my legs getting weak and I was about to drop, and then I stopped myself from falling. And as I've come up, she's obviously gone to embrace me, and I hit her in the chin. And there's a picture of me holding her face going, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. It wasn't that hard of a headbutt, but it was a headbutt.
It was blood.
There was
blood everywhere, broken nose.
There was no blood. And
that's what we say now.
I have a really great relationship.
We'll see what she has to say about it next week.
Okay, this is going to be roast Danielle week next week, is it?
Yeah.
Well, Chloe will be happy with that. She can have the heat taken off her, and we can all roast Danielle instead. When one of you guys actually takes on hosting duties, then you can roast me, because I'm sure you want to do that. Good luck with that. But Claire actually sent me after the podcast. She sent me the photos.
Oh, my goodness.
Here is probably is this after the headbutting incident?
Oh, my God, yeah.
And Nadia, what they've done is they photoshopped all the blood out.
No.
Okay.
And then
made it child-friendly.
This is the one that confused me, because it looks like you're trying to just smush her face. Is that what you do with a cute child, or what I do with my cat?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. And then she must have instantly grabbed mine. We were about to kiss.
Play the romantic music. But yeah, that's so Claire will be on with us next week, and then the week after that, both Nadia and Chloe know Meg Kenny. I've interviewed Meg Kenny. Meg will be on the week after that. I would say all the way from New Zealand, but she's not in New Zealand at the moment. She's in America, in Democrat country, which is a lot. No, I said I wouldn't talk about the election, so I won't. But she's not. She's not in the sad part at the moment. She's in the happy part. So she will be on with us.
I
Chloe.
love Meg.
Yeah, she's a good sort. Okay. All right. Thanks to everyone for watching. I'll keep you guys on the line for just a second to hang out with the audience, and we will see you next week. Hey, it's Adrian again. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember to head up to pageantlaunch.com to join the launch team for our pageant review site. All you have to do is enter your email address. It's completely free. And if you enjoyed this episode, make sure to share it with your friends and follow us on all our socials. Thanks, and see you next time.